What would you do if you were in charge of natalist policy?
First of all, I'd change the education system so that people understand that stop being taught that we're overpopulated. This is completely false. A lot of it comes from this insane misanthropic book that Paul Ehrlich wrote, The Population Bomb.
Like 60 years ago.
Yeah, I hope he burns in hell, that guy. Seriously. Terrible human being. Total, absolute misanthrope. And say, just look, the Earth can absolutely sustain this population. We could double or triple the population. There's a professor I was talking to at Oxford, his math says we could 10x the population without destroying the Amazon rainforest or anything terrible. So I think we should expand the human population and increase the scope and scale of consciousness so we can better understand the nature of this universe, this wonderful universe, and all the amazing things that exist. And so that's one of the things we need to stop teaching people false propaganda that the Earth is overpopulated. I think we need to, especially with the education of women and men, we need to stop scaring women that having a kid destroys your life. This is false. We terrify girls into saying that if you get pregnant, your life's over. And this is what schools teach. Now I agree we should not have teenage pregnancies.
Yeah.
But actually having a child is one of the most delightful, happiness-inducing things you could possibly do.
Of course.
Of course. There's also with hormonal birth control, I think maybe a lot of women are unaware that hormonal birth control causes depression and dramatically increases risk of suicide and changes their preferences on who they want to marry or have kids with. It changes their personality. And it does say this on the box, by the way. But
caution may change your personality.
Yes, if the warnings are has significant risk of depression, significant increase in suicide, and will make you want to go out with people that you don't actually like. That's actually true, by the way.
I know.
I'm not saying that people shouldn't use birth control. I think we shouldn't use. I think hormonal birth control is making a lot of women sad and depressed.
Yes.
And they don't realize it, and they don't realize that's the cause. And that there are other forms of contraception that could be used, and that they should just read the label on the box is what I'm saying.
That was what you just said.
Read the warning label.
That was like the most taboo thing you could ever say for most of my life, was to offer any criticism at all of hormonal birth control.
Look, all I'm saying is read the warning label.
Yeah,
okay.
Fair. But why the pressure not to read the warning label, and just why are we giving it to 12-year-olds to regulate their acne?
Right. I think we should give it to 12-year-olds. We should, kids, they don't know what's going on, so it's like. Now, there are, I think there are other forms of birth control that I think have fewer negative effects than hormonal, but we should just be aware that this is not a riskless thing, and it does cause severe mood changes. It does dramatically increase risk of suicide and depression. So just FYI, just make sure that there's full disclosure here, and
that you want all those
just read
things
the warning label is all I'm saying. Just read, and consider maybe other options for birth control. To any woman listening, just read the warning label and consider other options. Because the reason you're sad might be the birth control, the hormonal birth control that is fundamentally changing the hormones in your body in ways that probably are not good for you. And I know women where they stopped taking birth control and their depression immediately disappeared. So that's maybe worth a try.
But then you
If you're
miss
feeling
an
sad,
opportunity.
maybe it's the birth control.
Then you don't
Might
get
be.
to go on SSRIs.
Yeah. And I think the SSRIs are the devil. What? You don't think?
I so vehemently agree with you.
Okay.
But I guess once you endorse Trump, you can just say it all now, right?
No, I think selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors are zombify people and change their personality and make them not who they are. Terrible.
They're so common.
Yes. I think we should revisit whether this is actually good. I disagree with you. The SSRIs are, like, I'm not saying that no one should ever be subscribed SSRIs, but giving them out like candy is crazy. You look at sort of antidepressant prescriptions in the United States versus other countries, and we're like way above everyone else.
Oh, yeah. I have seen many, many times in my life in the news business after a mass shooting, like school, for example.
Yeah.
Someone will say, well, what meds was the shooter on?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And immediately be shouted down as a crazy person, as a Bobby Kennedy level wacko.
Yes.
Who should himself be institutionalized for even raising the question. I always wonder, like, why wouldn't we want to know what meds a mass shooter
Yes, we absolutely
was
want to know what meds are on. Now sometimes it's perhaps they were on, because they're like some people do. I don't want to say it's like all one way or all the other.
Of course.
I mean, there are people that have fundamental chemical imbalances in their brain, and if they don't take medication to control, for example, paranoid schizophrenia,
Yes.
they will have paranoid schizophrenia.
For sure.
And I know many cases where people stop taking their, meds, and lost their mind.
Oh, yeah.
And then try to kill people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So or themselves.
Well, the guy with the axe on Market Street probably should be on meds.
That guy we should try it.
Yeah.
It does he want to axe murder more or less on a given med? So there are psychiatric medications that where the good outweighs the bad.
Yes.
I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but we overprescribe psychiatric medication in the United States, obviously, far in excess of any other country. Like way more than Canada or Britain or Japan or anywhere. It's like we're off the charts on psychiatric medication prescriptions in the U.S.
Why don't people raise that point more often, I wonder, in public?
They should. I'm raising it.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.